I listened to the Oils a lot growing up, particularly when I was a trainee at the Botanic Gardens doing horticulture. A lot of manual labor, so I listened to a lot of labor movement kind of rock, and it's just the trinity of Power and the Passion, Beds of Burning, and Blue Sky Mine. Can't beat it. Yeah. I'm a really sort of outcomes focused person. So anything that betters my community in terms of, health, mental health, self determination, like enriching our culture, I'm all over it. I love everyone out there doing a lot of great stuff. But if someone were to ask oh, what do you think is Joel's favorite part? They would say, oh, Joel's all about the language. And it's sort of the niche that I find myself in where, I feel like this is an area that I can have an impact in, and it enriches my life in a lot of ways. It's I used to work in the education department at the Botanic Gardens as an Aboriginal education officer, and I would give history lessons and talks and tours, and taught a lot about the culture and about the history and about how my ancestors lived their lives, but the language was always missing. And the language reveals so much about our culture and our history and how we thought and how we felt, that I feel like, if I can give one thing back to my community, I'd love for it to be language, and enrich the community in that way. Yeah. The Uluru Statement from the Heart is, to me, a coming together of a lot of people to give a really heartfelt, well-articulated, meaningful request for our people to be able to achieve some level of self-determination within the liberal capitalist colonial system that we're subject to, within their parameters and their systems, in a very reasonable way. And the Uluru Statement of the Heart is something that I agree with. It's not my perfect implementation, and it's certainly not my ideal implementation, but it's something I can get behind. And I think half of what I feel when anyone mentions the Uluru Statement from the Heart is that statement, is the coming together, is the compromise of understanding exactly how this system works and offering a solution within the constraints of that system. But the other half is the reaction to it, the complete apathy from Australian politicians and from a lot of the Australian public at the time of its release. And I think by and large, although the Uluru Statement from the Heart hasn't yet achieved what it has proposed to achieve, I think that it's done a lot just through making that apathy visible to so many Australians. To say look, even if we try and act like the model minority here, even if we try and put forward this extremely reasonable solution, even if we make our voices heard the most non-threatening way through the exact proper channels, we're just shut out, and we're just shut out for being First Nations. And I think, it showed millions of Australians exactly that attitude. Yeah.